Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're back with TTML Division, or sorry, F4. I keep saying Division 4. It's F4 for round number 5, I think, which is around Silverstone. Now, qualifying is raining a bit, and the race is wet, or a good chance to be wet. Qualifying is dry. Now, I think heading into this, I was doing 26 flats as a PB. This is all post-patch, of course. So the weather obviously creates a bit of a dilemma here, but yeah. Anyways, we're going to mosey it on. Do I show the setup at all here? I do. Here we go. Okay. This is the setup. It's pretty basic, really. It's I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It's stable, so that's what I really want. I pumped up the right hat a little bit in the wet, or sorry, for the wet. So here's my best qualifying time. It's not. I had to invalidate the first run, I think, and then this is the second run. I left enough time for 2 runs, thankfully. So, anyways, when we come across the line, it's only going to be a 20... Oh, sorry, I must be thinking 27 flats or something. 26 flats seems a little fast. So, yeah, 27 flat was my PB. That would have been good for 4th, 5th or so, but not great. Well, P7's not awful, to be fair. It could be worse. So, but I knew my race pace was quite good. So I was looking forward to the fact that possibly I could move up a bit in the race. The weather, hard to say. I wasn't sure when I did this if I'd made a mistake not going on to starting on the mediums. I'm a dequalified outside the top 10 on purpose to start on mediums. So I think Bunty qualified inside the top 10 on mediums as well. So anyways, we'll see how we get on. Here we go. 5 red lights. And away we go. It's a good launch off of the line. We're going to try and get Mike immediately. A little risky going on Storm's outside here. I just want to see if the space would open up. It didn't. But we're through Mike anyways. And Storm's going to go on the inside of Kermit here. He's going to use the outside then, the extra runoff to my advantage to just slip right through. So that worked out really, really nicely. Just using the momentum, using the extra track to break a bit later, and we're through. So good start up to P5 right off the bat, and that was really the only thing that happened really for this first part of this race. So good to get some. I thought I had some good race pace as well, so we're in a good spot here. Lap number 4. This is where the rain kind of begins to fall, so we kind of see where we're at. Imadi's moving through the field himself here on mediums. Only half a tenth delta between or half a second rather between the soft and medium. So. Anyways, the rain starts now. So, as always, so I was kind of relieved at this stage because it was like, phew, well then I'm not going to have to worry about if I chose the wrong tyre or not. But going to stay on board because we get a good run through Maggots and Beckett's. More so on the exit here and Chapel too. So you can see there, May struggling a little bit there, but we get a good run. Slipstream, ERS, DRS. And nip to the inside, and it's a simple overtake to make in the end. So move up to P4 then as the rain hits. So good to get this early kind of progress. That was really, really important for things as it would turn out. So moving on then to lap number 5. This rain came down quickly. Like you could tell very quickly that it was going to be a quick changeover. So Merck and Mays both decided to stay out. Joe, my teammate, stayed out because I was boxing this lap. Jeff recommended the strategy change around cops, so we came into the pits then to get that done. So I felt, yeah, it was definitely the right time to do it. We were 3 seconds slower through sector 2, and the rain in a 1 lap span basically. So, and there's DRS being disabled there, so that was worked out very, very nicely. So Merck having qualified on pole is kind of pumps up the top position here, as did anyone who stayed out. They've got to negotiate this whole lap in these conditions, so they would be handed a bit of a break though. One that I was very annoyed about at the time it happened, because the virtual safety car is about to be deployed right about now, and my fear in this moment was that, as I lose the control of the car there, my fear was that they would be bailed out for having made the wrong choice, and the VSC would still be in while they're in the pits. But it actually came in just before. They still saved a lot of time because everyone was stuck to that delta, but they didn't lose as much time as they should have for making that wrong decision. So, but look, we do clear Merck, who was in the net lead. So we're in P3. Lap 8, kind of Imadi and Bunty behind. I know they're quicker. The initial pace in the wet here wasn't too bad, like Janae and Charlie weren't pulling away a massive amount. I wasn't really going to fight Imadi because in the West, you know, I just can't really do that. These are not conditions I particularly enjoy. So we got Bunty then behind us as well. So basically, the two championship rivals are right there. And yeah, I think I struggled in this part of the race with pace. I think once Imadi went through, and then Bunty's trying to slip up the inside suicidally into turn one here. Generally speaking, like the pace in the rain does be quicker. I leave the space on the inside. Contact made from behind. I just thought, you know, just a bit of patience and he'd be through, you know. But I don't enjoy losing I'm losing a fair bit of time off a good bit of time to Janae now. And I do activate the ERS, but kind of, yeah. Now, that looked... I didn't like that move at the time, but Sway told me then on the... told me that he locked up, so... I understand a little better. It wasn't on purpose. It looked like he kind of just blew up the corner just to get by me, but... Yeah. Anyways, those guys are through. Now I need to just settle into things now. We've got Mike and Maze behind in 6 and 7, so a bit of gap. So really, though, I was able to settle quite nicely into this stint. Lap 11, kind of the gap is 3.7 seconds, but just trying. I'm finding my groove a bit better, and this is when Bunty goes round. So that's a position we've made up there. Back into P40. I mean, he's pissed off up the road, and Janae's right there with Charlie as well, but they couldn't really do much up there. And so the next part of this race was really very, very quiet, really. It just sweat, just pushing out the laps, just pushing it through. And I did extend the gap. I stabilized it in front as well as Amity got by Janae, and I've extended the gap to 6 seconds behind. So I'm in a very comfortable spot and looking forward to just a nice quiet P4. And then boom, safety car is deployed. I was really not happy because, really frustrated because I'm in a nice, comfortable spot in P4. Worked myself into a nice position. Now the pack is going to be behind me, and I don't particularly enjoy the wet. It's been a struggle at times, and I feared coming under pressure from behind. But then things really opened up. So Charlie and Janae boxed for full west for some unknown reason, and Imadi and Mike got drive-through penalties for speeding under the safety car. So race flipped on its head right there, you know. I couldn't have possibly known they were going to do that. I would never have sacrificed track position with only a few laps to go, and overtaking be as difficult as it was. There's a big train behind Mike that entire race. And Imadi, I think, didn't realise that just because you're the first car in the lead doesn't mean you still have to follow the delta until you get to the safety car catch up, basically, or at least cross the finish line. So yeah, anyway, safety car coming in this lap. Much easier though to get the tyres up to temperature here than other tracks, especially like the likes of Spain, for example. So working the tyres quite nicely. We got plenty of. We just had to get a good restart here. I'm certain we can. We should be able to survive for 2 laps. So that was really what I was focused on. So Imadi goes. I wasn't particularly interested in staying too close to him because he's got that drive-through. Now I wasn't sure if cause in my mind I was like, is he gonna get that drive-through removed though? That's the thing. I was kind of worried. So I was not by any means thinking I'm home safe and dry. Absolutely not. Still 2 laps to go, but we got a really good break. Got a good jump on Mike, and the gap already is 2 seconds basically to those guys, and there's penalties behind. So I knew Merck would try and go for a move on Maze, who I was kind of worried about behind. But really, just Imadi can piss off up the road if he wants. That's absolutely fine. That's not my race. My race is just to keep it on the track and keep a good gap behind, and the rest will take care of itself. But very much full concentration for these last 2 laps, as I have done all the other laps. It was a tough race. It was a quiet race at times, but it was a tough one too. Just in these conditions where the wet tire was definitely the best one to be on at this stage of the race. So I understand why Janae. Well, I do. I can't understand why they pitted, because the wet definitely was the best tire for this part of the race, but it wasn't worth sacrificing track position, given how difficult it can be to overtake here in the wet. So, anyways, Imadi crosses the finish line. 20-second penalty for his drive-through to being unserved, and Oh, that felt good.
Ooh, well, we'll
It's a
take it.
race
I'm
win,
not sure if it'll
finally.
stand,
The
but
one that should have been there last week in Austria.
Oh, you
Oh,
got Mears, did you?
absolutely brilliant stuff. And Joe got on the podium as well, Tim, so fair play to him as well. So, yeah, really happy to get that done. I didn't even know for a while like if this would still stand because I didn't really over celebrate much because like it's like
actually do
I let myself believe a little bit here, but I really wasn't sure if that penalty would stand or not. So, yeah, the safety car, as
I
it
didn't
turned
think
out,
they'd get
actually ended
fucking
up really
drive-thrus,
helping.
though.
But you could see why I wasn't so enthused for it to come out, especially after last week. So
Thank you.
that's a big race win. Really happy with that. The one that got away last week definitely made up here. So in the wet, you know, that's a sweet one,
Finally.
and I'm very happy. So for P7, yeah, really, really happy. And I need it because I'm away next week and I'm missing the race on Friday at Belgium. So here are the standings. I've got 110. I got a nice lead, which is kind of why I'm a little upset that I'm missing out. But not too upset because I'm a groomsman for one of my best friends who I've known since 15. So I won't be that upset, really. It's going to be a great weekend regardless. But 23-point lead in the standings, so which means if Imad wins, he's got 7-point lead. So that does worst case scenario, and he wins. You know, I'm still very much there with lots of races to come, and races that and some tracks that I really enjoy, like Japan's coming up soon, Brazil, Kota is coming up, Abu Dhabi, tracks I've genuinely gone well at. So yeah, so and Bunty's got a quality ban, which will mean he starts from the back. So you know. Now, I don't know if that's a bad thing because maybe I want him to finish ahead of Imad, but anyways, Belgium could be pretty wild and wacky, maybe like Spain, so who knows what's possible there. The big, nice lead there, 49-point lead over over AlphaTauri for us, Aston Martin there. So nice safe net, and I would love my teammate to be able to win the race next week to absolutely you consolidate that constructors and also minimize the effect of points being taken from when I'm away. So I need a big stint from my teammate this week. So, but yeah, really happy with that. That was a really, really good win. Not that I completely deserved it, but put my right place, right time, made the right decisions. These small things can make up for a lack of pace, and they do come back to you. So the pace was there in Austria, and didn't work out that day. Pace wasn't quite there today, that race, and things worked out. So look, again, win some, lose some, and you have to try and find some satisfaction in between. But yeah, that's going to do it for this round. There'll be one more race this week, being FTRL Singapore. So I hope to have that done. And then next up for TTML is Belgium. I'm missing that. So the next one for TTML that I will be in, it will be Japan. So track I do like. I came close to the win in Division 4 or Division 3, I think, last season. So yeah, in almost wet conditions as well. So yeah, should be fun. Anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time.